Hey, look! We've got way more animals!
Makes sense since they're on the same wavelength.
You're making me blush over here.
Law, maybe you should consider what that statement actually means. I've got to keep my equipment in tip-top shape.
Mind if I join you, Law? Hey, Law, about what you said before.
When?
You were telling me how there were things you wished you could have asked your dad. If you want, you can always come to me with your questions.
What brought this on all of a sudden? Don't I already lean on you enough as it is?
Still, there's plenty you would want to ask him if he was still alive, right?
I mean, yeah, but I think you'll have a hard time answering any of them, if I'm being honest.
How come?
I mean, the stuff I want to ask him about is, like, how he met my mom and how he won her over. Stuff like that. Anyway, not really something you can help with, right?
You're right. Sorry, Law. I can't even begin to imagine how to help with that.
You're telling me. I just wish there was someone experienced I could ask about this kind of stuff.
Yeah, he was definitely that.
See you guys tomorrow. You guys ready to hit the road? I know I am.
It's quite hot here. The climate feels different from Menancia's.
It's gotten much
Gotta break through!
Take it!
A comfortable win. Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
So we're back in the Zion Mine tunnels. Who would have thought we'd be going through this place again? This is where you and I first fought together.
And also the first time we touched, as I recall.
Wait, really?
Yes, really.
So this path is supposed to take us out to Berg Volcano?
We're not gonna see any lava burst out in front of us or anything, are we?
Don't get so paranoid you let a rock fall on your head, Law. Ugh, so hot.
Well, yeah. We've reached the inner portion of Berg Volcano.
We need to find that star.
Huh. You can make plants grow instantly?
Gotta break through! You're mine!
Illuminate the dark! Zion instant!
Try harder! Take this!
A chain between heaven and
Come on,
earth!
If it cools up, time to get out of the way.
Dragon Swarm!
In here!
Orochi Fury! Its armor's too strong!
Then I'll split it open.
Be my guest! Dragon Swarm!
Magic is in!
I can carve through one. Ridwell, Demon's Descent. Flashing Fang. Easy.
Way to go!
Dragon Swarm! Burn! I'll take you all on! Take this!
Where are you going?
Dragon Swarm!
I'll crush you. Lightning reflexes. Tenebrous claw. What's this?
Look sharp!
Lightning tiger blade.
Chain between heaven and earth. One more!
Mirage!
A wailing Dancy of lightning!
First strike! Dragon Swarm!
Here's a in here!
Now you see what I can do.
Come forth, a healing
Dragon Swarm!
Eat this.
Do it! Astral energy!
Say no more!
Wow! Look what I just found.
I won't forgive you! Annihilation! Can't see that in your dreams!
Take this! Inferno
Mega
Punch!
Ray! Photon! It's a duel of the arts!
Burn in hell!
Raging Cascade!
Dragon Swarm!
Freezing storm!
Got fire!
I've got this! Let him march in here!
Do it.
Leave the enemy's arts
All
to
yours!
me!
Milky Blade here. Now you see what I can do.
Healing circle!
Now I'm your level! Try harder!
Searing flame! Reload! Here's a healing. Don't mind if I do!
I'm not done!
Vanquish darkness!
That's the shot!
Mega Ray!
I'm
Another all day now!
Kisara, I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life.
My turn!
Flame of Fury!
No escape! Mirage! Dragon Swarm!
Step back. This one's all law.
Hi, Hoodle!
Mine! Dragon Swarm! Ignite!
What's this?
Dragon
You
Swarm!
have to enter the bright area on their back.
Wind! Flying right there!
Now! Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
No armor can stop me.
Remind me to stay on your good side.
Dragon Swarm! Wind!
Here we go again.
Mirage!
Constantine!
I'll smash you.
No escape!
Vanquish darkness! Radiant
Wind!
clear!
Searing Gale!
Tear you apart.
You're attacking!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
You're mine!
Got
No
it!
escape! Burn it!
Nova Sail!
Dragon
No
Swarm!
more playing nice! Lightning descent!
Try this!
Thunderblade!
We've turned the tables on him.
There are still more left!
Right. No time to hold back.
All disasters made one! This one's mine! Healing the
You're
fury!
mine! Dragon... Not a chance! Dragon Swarm!
Now I can carve through armor.
First
You're
aid!
mine! Dragon Swarm!
Do it! Lock!
Demon's Descent. Flashing Fang.
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
The design... This equipment is really interesting.
You must really like it, Alphen. Dragon Swarm!
Now you see what I can do!
A whirling struggle.
Eat this!
Let me
I'm on a roll now!
Wings of heaven!
Pesky airborne scoundrel.
Sounds like a job for yours truly. Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Right, next one. Carry you to shreds.
Already
Where
on
are you
it.
going? Ready.
I'll tear you up!
Reload. Astral energy. Full throttle.
Not a chance! Dragon Share!
Lunar corruption.
Searing Gale!
By the power
Take
of
this!
water.
Dragon
Here,
Swarm!
now.
Kill!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Really got us on the ropes.
Don't forget to heal your wounds.
Go no further.
Take this! I'm on! Damn it!
Lightning orb.
Flame inside is yours to be let free!
A chain to hide his do his armor.
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone.
Now!
I'm ready.
Dragon Show! I'm on a roll now! This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for.
Glad you have your uses.
Got it! I'll leave it to I'll you! show you how useful I can be!
Raging star.
Rising
Freezing
Titan!
blow.
Try harder! Not a chance! Not a chance!
Ice tornado.
Now! I'll tear you apart! Soaring Light Spear! Take this!
I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life! Not a chance!
Pounce it.
Soaring Light Spear!
Here.
Do it!
I'll heal you all.
I'll smash you!
Our magic is healing.
Step back! This one's all law!
My face is starting to sting. And my throat feels super parched.
Here, have some water. Just make sure you don't drink too much.
Thanks.
You want some too, Shion?
Flame inside me! Yours to be let free! Not today!
Lunar corruption!
Here I come!
Try
this! Are those rocks?
Go for the weak point!
Hurricane Flood! Here I come!
Water, here you go!
Do it!
Now!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! Didn't even break a sweat.
Get lost!
Hey, when did I get so popular?
Don't mind if I do!
No escape!
By the
Dragon
power
Force!
of lightning orb!
It's on!
Alright!
Searing Gale!
Now! Astral energy! Full throttle!
A flawless victory.
Soaring Light
Naturally!
Spear!
Here, let me
Take
go!
this!
Cloud magic!
Now I can let loose!
A chain between Titan and Earth! You get the gist!
Eat dirt!
The enemy wields
I
arts
can
too.
carve through
We'll soon
armor!
see about that!
Dragon Swarm! Now I'm in the
Healing
groove!
Now!
Explosive ring! Demons Descent! Flashing Fang!
Lightning
Not a
descent!
chance! There! I'm on a roll now!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
You got company!
You picked the wrong fight!
Freeze Lancer!
Win!
Now for something special!
Aim
You
for
got
the weak
this!
spot.
Air thrust!
Control time! You're mine!
Freaking Divine Savior! No more playing nice!
I'll smash you! We are freaking invincible!
Alvin and the others truly are strong.
What about me?
Here I come!
Eagle Guy!
Dragon Swarm! Slap the shock!
I'm just
Here I come!
Steering Dragon
Dragon
Swarm!
Swarm!
Flawless fight!
Take this! Try harder! Not a
Ready,
chance!
I'll heal you all!
I'm not done!
Not in your dreams!
Burn in hell!
Tempest healing
Dragon Swarm! Win!
None shall escape my
I owe you one.
judgment!
swallow this!
Dragon Swarm! More! Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade! It's
No
finished!
Let's do it!
Dragon Swarm! Vacuum Blade!
Lightning Supernova! Raise
I'll
it
finish you here and now!
In here!
Dragon Swarm! I can't lay a finger
Should
on
have messed
I
with me!
prefer it that way.
Dragon Swarm!
What about you?
Just watch and see.
Sleep now.
I'm not done!
Get out there together.
Now I'm in the groove!
Explosive ring!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Dragon shot!
Get toasty!
Bird strike!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Looks like some solid equipment. Hold on to your arc.
Here I
Here
come!
I come!
I'll smash you!
No escape! It's on! Eat dirt!
Dragon shell!
Dragon Swarm!
None shall escape my judgment! Winds are coming!
Explosive ring!
Field! Round! Get on in there with the others!
Dragon Swarm!
Healing
Win!
breath!
Thanks!
I can do this all
Searing
day!
Gale!
So much for sitting this fight out.
That wouldn't be a complaint. Get toasty!
Bird strike!
Right, next one!
Here I come!
Already on!
Lunar corruption!
Vacuum Blade!
Luna now! Here, get toasty!
Bird strike! Those bombs of yours are amazing!
Who needs a gun when you can send them flying? Get lost!
I'm not done!
Not on my watch! Hold on to your arc! Here I come! Gale Force!
Explosive ring!
Spear! Here's the evil sword!
Do it! I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life!
Not a chance!
I'm like bait to them!
Slam the shock!
I'm just getting started!
Soaring right spear!
Blah, 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 that's an air thrust! A whirling blah, blah, blah! Glacial spear! Retrieval!
Here I come!
You fight better at a distance. The further away, the better.
Demon descent! Flashing fang!
Way to go!
Ignite!
Here comes! Illuminated dawn!
Dragon Swarm!
Holy land! A chain between
Explosive ring!
now!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Guess we don't know our own strength.
You could say that again.
We got some... good equipment!
I can't say its appearance is to my tastes, personally.
No backing down! Armor won't save you!
Here's evil!
Now I'm in the groove!
It looks like you got this one covered.
Severing wing!
Select the flashing parts their weak points.
Do it!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Nice one, Alphen.
Yeah, there's more where that came from.
I won't forgive you! That is a dream! Hold on to your arm! Here I come!
Try this!
Whoa!
Explosive ring!
Lunar corruption! Breeze Lancer!
Do it!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
See that?
That training's paying off! Searing Gale! Dragon Swarm!
Healing Circle!
Here I come! I'm not done! Try this! Explosive ring!
Do it! Breeze Lancer!
Hey! Blow them away!
Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
You backing down!
Not today!
Dragon Shell! I'll smash you! Anything in armor is all
Swallow's flight!
Do it!
We did it!
As impressive as always.
Bring the home stretch, guys!
What he said?
No, I mean, you're even better than ever.
I've never seen Xion actually look flustered.
Do it! Rinwell! Demon's Descent! Flashing Fang!
Way to go!
Dragon Swarm! Okay, here I go! Severing Wing! Soaring Light Spear!
Shouldn't have messed with me!
Rising Phoenix! It's over!
Illuminate the
Now, Maul! Get toasty!
Burn Strike!
Well then, I should probably think about tonight's menu.
Get lost! A whirling circle! Lunar corruption! Wind of heaven!
Ignite! Try hard, my turn!
Let the marksman handle
Escape!
this. Inferno Force!
There!
Go for the weak point! Sealed! Confiscated! Here goes!
Take this!
He got me flanked! One at a time!
Try this! Explosive Ring!
Wind Astral Energy!
These fists have got your name on them!
I'm not done!
Illuminate the dark! Lunar Force Holy Glimmer!
Armor won't save you!
Take this! Dragon Swarm!
Bring the whole stretch, guys! I'm out of
What she
ammo!
said? Eyes on the prize!
That Sokium goes double for you, Law!
Me? How come I get that? Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade! See that? That training's paying off!
I'll tear you
Great
apart!
Healing Circle! Do it now!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade! Wow, that was a nice move there.
I know, right? Bet you couldn't do it.
So it's a grab here, thrust the left leg, then use the right arm to leverage over.
Stop memorizing my move!
It's crazy to see rocks melt before our eyes.
Watch where you're going, everyone. If you fall, there will be nothing.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Now you see what I can. Anything in armor is all mine.
Ignite! You're mine! Dragon Swarm! Try this!
Now you see what I can do.
I owe you, Xion. Healing is what my arts do best.
Dragon Swarm!
All mine can do is cause havoc and destruction. in the sky!
I owe you one.
Now I'm real mad!
Dragon Swarm! Vacuum Blade!
Now I'm in trouble!
Swarm!
Gemini Alpha!
Blade Alpha! Stop the shock!
March requires complete focus! Dance in the wind! This one's mine!
Take this! Dragon Swarm!
Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Here, let me
Now!
help!
Take this!
First aid!
That is fun!
Thunder Field! Dragon
Explosive
Shield!
Ring!
Now!
River!
Astral Energy!
Say no more!
Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
Callus.
Pour que ça soit d'abord on fait connaissance comme
Calcified.
I didn't know you had that sort of trick up your sleeve, Dopeline. I would have figured rocks and plants would be too different for you to handle.
Healing Art! First aid!
Not today!
Anything in armor is all
Dragon
mine!
Swarm!
I'll tear you apart!
Try this! Explosive Ring! Talon Hurricane! Severing Wind!
Now you see what I can do it!
I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Not a chance!
Lightning! Radiant Storm!
Mirage! Wind!
Hurricane!
Soaring Light Spear! Here I come! It's on! Ignite! Dragon Swarm! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
I think I'm getting stronger.
Gotta break through!
Don't mind if I do.
You're mine! Dragon Swarm!
I'm sorry to be a bother.
We've all got enough on us.
Yes, ma'am.
Explosive Ring!
Get a word!
Severing Wind! Soaring Light Spear! Rising Falcon! Dragon Swarm!
Whirlwind snap!
You're mine!
It's weakened.
I'm not done!
mind if I
This
do.
ends now!
Super swallow gas!
Burn in hell! Dragon Swarm!
Now I'm real mad!
You are in his favor.
As soon as I'm done here, come help out.
How could a girl ever say no? As impressive as always.
Here I hope all
Armor won't save
No,
me!
I mean, you're even better. I can't heal you forever.
I owe you one.
Do it! Goodwill! Even descent! Flashing fang! Easy!
Way to go.
No escape!
I
Severing
tornado.
Wind! Searing Gale!
Do it.
Roaching
Illuminate the
Dragon
dark.
Swarm! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
What the hell is that thing?
Probably that monster Nath warned us about, if I had to guess.
Do you think this might have been where one of those lights that shot out of the wedge landed?
But why this location? If the purpose of the wedge is to harvest Dana's astral energy.
We can figure that out later. If that thing gets into town, it's going to cause chaos. We need to take it down and move on. Let's go! This one's tough, but we... have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Here it comes! Focus!
On your toes, everyone.
Suddenly turning tail doesn't seem so ridiculous.
Why? Are you scared?
Me? Are you?
Do you even have to ask? Of course I'm scared.
Focus up before we become that thing's lunch.
It's summoning Zoogle? Take care of them while keeping an eye on it. Please focus. Annihilate! Illuminate the dark!
I'll take you all on!
Now you see what I can do!
Thanks, Sheila.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry.
There you go! Don't let up!
Dragon Swarm! This one's all mine!
What's this? Come forth! Holy Glimmer!
Anything in order is all mine!
Between heaven and earth.
Take this!
Lightning
You're
condemn!
mine! Burn in hell!
Illuminate the
Damn!
magic is there!
I can carve through armor!
Azure Storm! No escape!
Oh, now you're talking!
Here I
Here's a
come!
healing arc!
Mirage!
I may have said all
Dragon Swarm!
Charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Picture of hell!
Take this!
Dragon
Swarm! Here I come!
Hear my call!
Curse strike! I'm not done! I'm on it! Dragon Swarm!
Lock! Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Right, next one!
All mine!
Already on!
Ignite!
Now I'm in the groove!
Here I come!
Seal! I owe you, Sion. Healing is what my arts do best. All mine can do is cause havoc and destruction.
Let's tear him up!
Searing Gale!
Inferno punch!
Azure Storm!
You see what happened there is you crossed me.
Healing
Shouldn't have done that. So much for sitting this fight out.
That wouldn't be a complaint.
No, that is silly.
You're finished!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Savage wall!
You're mine! Dragon Swarm! Azure Storm! It's on!
Inferno punch!
Here I come! Azure Storm! Dragon Swarm!
Thing is medically approved.
Not today! Azure Storm! Take this!
Now I'm in the groove.
It's over! Try hard my turn!
Got it!
Here I come!
Now that's
You're finished!
I'm on a roll now.
Here I come! Strike!
Do it!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Here comes more.
You'll just have to keep fighting.
Leave the enemy's arcs to me.
No complaints here.
I never miss. Air thrust.
There!
See what I can do it.
Azure Storm!
This one's got your name on it.
Action to action.
They're all coming after me. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Here's a
Not
healing
a
arc.
chance! Eat this! Not today! You're mine!
Glimmer
I'm not
strike!
done!
Astral rage.
Azure Storm! My turn!
My judgment.
Take this! Strike! Dragon Swarm! Azure Storm! I can't move!
this! A whirling struggle is resuscitation! Wind of heaven! I'll heal you all!
You! Not done yet!
Cyclone! Too much to handle!
Now, in the
Here's
groove!
the
Come on!
Answer! Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Reinforcements incoming!
Not a problem! Where are you going? Primed and ready!
I hope this thing is...
Can't get out of this!
Take it! Flame inside me, yours to be let free!
Freezing storm!
Ignite!
I'll finish you here!
Stay away from my friend!
No more playing nice!
Denied!
You're finished!
I'll do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I'll bring you
Now,
back from
take
death to
this.
this!
Try this!
Raging
Massive ring!
escape my judgment!
Not done yet!
Azure Storm!
Dragon Storm! We did it! My turn! Strike! Dragon out!
None shall escape my judgment! A roaring struggle is
Dragon Storm!
winds of heaven!
Azure Strike! Can't move!
Sealed!
Eat this! Shattering the pieces! Attack time!
Resuscitation! Where are you going?
Serpent Knuckle! Not done yet!
Let me
Here
help!
I come! Dragon Swarm! No further!
What?
Nothing fight! No! You'll pay for
Won't
that!
end like this!
Is this what real... pain feels like?
Whoa! Hey! When it is
Crush!
Raging storm!
Looking grim. Hold tight.
We've been through far worse before!
Right. Touch. Turn the tide.
Magic is
Dragon
heaven!
Swarm!
Freeze Lancer! Feel the medicine you get to get?
No. Can't end here.
Your art! Grenade!
Dragon Shell!
Just a bit! That freaking does it!
Take it!
Resuscitation!
Dragon Swarm!
Here, let me help!
Strike!
First aid!
Now I can let loose. Not a chance.
I'll bring... Back from death to
Take
this!
this! Take this!
I can't kill you forever! No, it won't end like this!
Attack! You're finished! Flame inside me, yours to be let free! Here I come! Dragon Swarm!
It looks like you thought this was covered!
Now I'm in the
Ready to go!
It's finished!
Let's do it! Here! Now!
Don't leave! Hey! Blow them away!
Here's a healing art! First
Now a conviction to it!
It's about to strike!
Look sharp, everyone!
Everyone all right?
We won't surrender. We won't retreat. Not yet.
Whatever. Just please stay safe. I'll bring you back from death to
How
this.
are we supposed to take on something so big?
I'll handle it. Just watch and learn. That's enough! Go back down!
Everyone okay?
Yeah, I think so.
That thing scared the pants off me.
It felt like it had a different aura than other Zeugles, didn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't like the one that Almadria sicked on us either.
Its elemental astral energy variance was out of this world. It was like fighting a lord.
I guess it's safe to assume that if it came out of the wedge, it must have played some part in helping harvest astral energy. But what?
Perhaps a living spirit vessel? It's plausible, given the location. Or it may be part of a new force dispatched to regain control of Dana.
If we assume that monster was one of the 4 beams of light, we must have prevented something from taking place here.
I'd like to think so, knowing how much grief it gave us. But at least with that out of the way, we can keep moving forward now. Let's go. I think I'm getting stronger.
Oh, yeah? Yeah? Think you could beat me at arm wrestling?
When have I not beaten you?
Right. I'll just go on ahead then.
Hey, is that it over there?
You can never be too prepared.
Alphen?
Did you remember something?
No, but I have seen this starship before. This is it. This is the ship I traveled in when I escaped from Lenegis.
Three centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look at the internals.
Damn! I'm amazed it still works at all after all this time.
The past meets the present. I really am from a different time and place.
Yeah, but you've got us now, Alphen.
Not only that, but you've helped out so many people, too.
Law's right. Rinwell too. You're one of us now. No more carrying the weight of history on your shoulders. You're a part of this world.
Right. Thanks, you guys.
How's it look?
It should fly. All internal systems seem to be operating. However, considering how long it's remained inactive, I suspect it will take some time before it's ready for takeoff.
How much time are we talking here?
Starship mechanics are not what I'd call my forte, so I'd rather not hazard a guess.
So we've just got to sit around here and wait? I'm terrible at waiting.
That's because you're a child. Oh, but how about we use this time to prepare and gather supplies for the trip?
Good idea. Who knows when we'll be back from Lenegis once we leave. We should prepare ourselves for every possible scenario before we go.
Let's try not to stay away too long. I'd hate for anything to happen to the place while we're gone.
Either we race ahead, or we take due precaution to ensure we have no regrets. I shall leave it up to you as to how we proceed, Alphen.
Works for me.
It's funny, isn't it?
What is?
All this. when we first started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegus? After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
And a little shocked, too.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey would lead to confronting Lenegus.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Xion and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken, and this is no picnic for me either.
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both Lenegus and the Renan homeworld leave Dana alone for good. I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
Is there no way we can talk them into leaving us alone?
The people of Lenegus?
Sure. I mean, we found a way to make it work with Xion and Dohalim, right? And it's not just us. If places like Menancia can do it, then why can't we?
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dana. There are those on Lenegus who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even listen to Danans.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dana. What happens next is on them.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman is somewhere on Lenegus. And wherever she is, we should find the Renaissance too.
That's right. If we can take it back, then Xion can finally get rid of her thorns. Xion?
Huh? Yeah.
Where? Xion? Where'd Xion go? How could she just go off on her own? She's not over there. Where did... Xion. Xion!
It's your thorns? But why? You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Stay out of my way.
Wait a second. Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Volron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time.
Huh?
The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Shionne. But tell me how is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death. I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's what I've been after this whole time.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Shionne, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first, but ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis, when the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
they will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renaissance on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
But that's... too much. It's way too much.
When this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Dahnans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Shionne!
Kelvin?
Only living for the sake of dying. is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Alphen.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen! We can fight this! We'll fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else, too?
Shion, what do you want? It's your decision, ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys...
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope.
Huh?
Shion is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegis and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here.
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's certainly possible. Though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
So be it. I've already lost everything I had once. And I won't let it happen again. Shion. No matter what happens from now on, we're right here with you. All of us are. You are not alone.
You guys... You're all so stubborn. Thank you, everyone. For right now, and a little while longer, I just want to hold on to this dream. And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you. So let's go. On to Lenegis.
The end of the world. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
I believe Shion is telling the truth. What about you?
As a friend, yes, I want to believe her. Everything that's happened seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us. Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face.
No, I understand. Even Shion doesn't seem to know exactly what will happen to bring it all about.
We have so many pieces of the puzzle in our hands, so many clues, yet the complete picture eludes us.
So where do her thorns fit in then?
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all. You remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dana's astral energy come to life. Well, that's what we all thought.
Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Shion in Pelegion, when her thorns went wild. They contained far more astral energy than any mere Renan would normally have inside them.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying? But why would they want to destroy the entire world?
As for that, I really cannot say for certain. Its goals still remain a mystery. It may be a mere fluke that her maiden powers have been able to contain it thus far.
You know, I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, they can't help but seek the truth. Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegis. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say? I think it's best we not dwell on it too much for the time being.
Right.
How you holding up?
Who, me?
Yes, you. You took a hit from those thorns again, didn't you?
Oh, that? That was nothing.
Compared to what Shion's going through, you mean? Still, even if you yourself might be willing to endure that kind of pain, that doesn't mean Shion wants to have to see you get hurt by her thorns, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'll be careful.
Shion doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know? Dashing in to save her at the last minute.
Yeah, very funny.
I'm being serious. You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on, and you didn't even bat an eye. She really needed that. That's what I mean when I said you saved her. Just like you did with the rest of us.
I just want for Shion what we all have. The ability to touch someone without the fear of killing them. Those thorns have robbed her of the kind of everyday things we all take for granted. And it's not right.
You can say that again. It may be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special or important for her. I hope she gets what she wants. I have my own dreams, but a world without her, where she dies so we can all survive, isn't a world I want to live in.
Agreed. It's like more and more keeps getting taken from her, and I'm done with it. Can't sleep?
After everything we just heard, how could I?
Fair enough.
Shion's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all laughing and celebrating, she just kept quiet and didn't say anything. I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. That it was because she didn't want to hurt anybody by getting too close. I just figured that that was the type of person she was, you know? But it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she felt like she had to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good. But even then, she didn't think she could say anything to us about it.
I know.
She was so alone this entire time. How could I call her a friend and yet be so completely blind to everything she was going through?
I'm sure it made her happy, knowing you were there for her.
You really think so?
Yeah, I do. If she didn't think of us as friends, I don't think she could have ever opened up to us like that. You were a good friend to her before, and you'll be an even better one now.
Yeah, I really hope so. I want to be the best I can for her. When you think about it, we were all alone in our own way. But over time, we've all found ways to let each other into our lives. I hope Shion's able to do that one day too. No, I mean, I hope she's able to do that more. Lots and lots more. I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to support each other when it really counts. And forget about our grudges and pain.
Rinwell.
Did you know?
You mean about Shion?
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every once in a while I thought something seemed a little off, but I never could have imagined. It's like a completely different world was spinning around me and I couldn't even see it.
You and me both. I mean, I knew something was bothering her, but I could never quite figure out what it was.
You? But you're the one always looking out for her, aren't you?
That's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't understand it all. What I thought was helping and being there for her was actually just driving her into a corner.
At least you figured it out in time, though, right?
I don't think we're out of the woods yet. But yeah, you're right. We brought her back from the edge, and we're going to stop those thorns from taking her, no matter what.
Yeah, with all of us together, there's nothing we can't handle. Shionne, the world, we can save everyone. And I mean it when I say we, Alphen.
I know. No lone wolfing it.
Hey, you're the expert on what my dad would say. Do you think he'd pat me on the back or tell me off?
Zephyr, I don't think that he'd have that much to say, to be honest. You're your own man now, Law. And you've already made up your own mind about what you want.
I guess he couldn't say anything even if he wanted to.
Law.
Sorry. I guess those of us amongst the living have enough problems to deal with, don't we? We'll need all our strength to save Shionne. I'll probably end up worrying again at some point, but I guess I'll think it over more then. That okay?
Yeah, I think it is. Hey, you doing all right?
I seem to cause nothing but worry. As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No? When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Dahnans were not even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadheim, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the Blazing Sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two, and before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans. You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that. I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shionne.
But then, I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt, and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shionne. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Dahnans and Renans, can finally live in peace. But I swear I'll be there with you until the very end.
Thank you.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah, I think you may be right about that.
Everyone well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegis.
Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that! You're going to jinx us!
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but... well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have two goals. First, we need to get to Lenegis and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shionne's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right, then let's go.
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Dahnans feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer until we reach Lenegis?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
Everything okay, Shion? You seem...